Hey, Mr. Clash here with basically it's a Witches Gone Totally Wild video. It is all of the witch slap attacks from an NDL war. Now there were all up 11 witch slap attacks in this one war on Town Hall 9s. 9 of them were from one clan. 9 3-star witch slap 3 stars. Now have a look at the troops on the board because these troops, they are pretty spot on. 9 witches, 1 golem, 3 minions, 4 healers, 5 wizards. Now I have often said after the witches and the healers, whatever you use is really up to you. I've used Peckers and Valkyries, I've used Hogs, I've used more Valkyries, I've used Giants, I've used Balloons. Whatever you think you might need to help achieve the goal. If you see that you need Hogs for an outside air defense that the witches might not be able to get to, so on and so forth, and whatever. But what you're going to see here is this same troop combination used a lot. There are some slight variances, but let's just get into it. This is going to be 11 witch slap attacks just to show the power of this attack on various bases, and more so the power of this single troop combination, not just saying, oh hey, every witch slap is a little bit different, This one is using the same, and is pretty well using the same sequence of deployment, and that is 3 witches on the outside on both corners with 2 healers. Now that means the healers have less confusion, less if you have more witches there, there's possible more things to go wrong. So 3 healers on each corner to create the funnel. Then you're putting a golem down, and usually with some witches, and in addition the other remaining witches to also go inside of the base with the golem, still bringing the jump spells. You can change that up, depends on the base layout and base design, but in this case still bringing the jump spells in to make sure that they get into the base, take out the expos, take out the air defenses. Now you can see that there's still a witches in the center, still taking out the town hall. Witches are still taking out town hall, skeletons in there, witches are in there, so it creates a lot of confusion for the core weapons when you see skeletons in there. Now watch the skeletons on the CC at the moment. They will aggro onto that queen. You can see them all going forward to the queen. The witches are spawning skeletons, but the skeletons are running past the CC and they're going onto the queen, onto which that he's dropped the poison onto that queen. So the queen and the king are there trying to deal with these skeletons, but they just cannot deal with the skeletons. And now that the bowlers have come in, the skeletons are just distracting the king, and the king can't deal with the skeletons, and the king will eventually go down. Meanwhile, the witches on the bottom side, the witches on the top side are just overcoming the rest of the base. So it's getting, and he's still got a wizard up his sleeve. A wizard up the sleeve for distraction, a wizard up the sleeve for additional cleanup if needed. Now you see that arch tower on the right hand side is basically going to take out the witches there, but he still has the queen, and the queen hasn't used the ability yet. So that's another plus up the sleeve. Going to use the queen's ability now any second, or maybe not, but I would use it to get some extra troops onto the field of battle. There we go, extra troops coming onto the field of battle for the queen, and there is the first base done with this combination. Well, it's just about done. Okay, coming over to the Troll Tesla. Now watch what he does with the wizard, trying to get that wizard through. Now if you watch this video again from the start, you will see he tries to drop a wizard with there's a wizard and distraction minion that gets used earlier. Okay, so that is the first attack. Now let's go on to the second one. Okay, so just quick before we start, you'll notice that there is a balloon in this one and 5 archers as well. So there's a slight little change onto the troop combination of this one, but still the 9 witches with the golem. And this is really key. Balloon coming down, so obviously this is a cleanup attack. So we knew that the Tesla was there. That's what the balloon's for. So bang, Tesla goes down. Great, that's fantastic. Now I can start to get the witches down. Now the thing with witch slap is what I say all the time. The queen will go down. You don't, with a traditional attack, let's just say go-ho or something like that, the part of the kill squad, that's the whole idea of the kill squad, was that it goes in and it kills the enemy clan castle and it kills the queen as well. So that was the whole idea of the kill squad. Now, with the witch slap, if the queen, it almost doesn't matter where the queen is. The bowlers will aggro onto the queen. And if the queen's on the outside edge near the end or something like that, I'll just speed this up. Then what happens is that the witch skeletons aggro onto the queen. Now watch the bowlers here. Queen's gone. She's gone. She's done. she hasn't really done anything. It didn't even take the heroes. The bowlers will just aggro onto the queen quicker than anything. And bowlers onto a queen just takes out queens so fast. So you notice that there's witches at the top. They're not having a problem at all. There's massive witches at the top. You've got witches that were on the outside and witches that were on the inside, all at the top. Now those skeletons will crack through that wall and just be a swarm in there, take out those weapons. The weapons can't survive. The witches around the outside, no problemo. Drop that wizard up the top for extra cleanup. Base falls. It's a powerful attack with this combo. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, just before we start, you'll also notice that in this one, slight variation again. 2 balloons brought in this time, but still got the 9 witches and the golem and the 4 healers. So just having a look around to the base at the moment so you can see. Now I would come in at that top army camp, which is up there where the wizard is and the cannon. I would come in from there with my center, and therefore I would put my witches over near the Pekka on one and near the top builder's hut near the dark spell factory on the other. And that's what he has done. That way I'm jumping straight into the core over the expos, straight to the expos, taking out, when I get the queen, I get both expos, I get the sweeper, and I really get quite into the core doing it that way. And that's pretty well what he's done. He's got the golem down, distracting the 2 expos, so that golem has attracted the healers to it. So now essentially it's going to become a little bit of an immortal golem, unless there's massive amounts of DPS can overcome what the healers are doing before those DPS weapons have gone down. But you can see that the funnel has been well and truly created. Now with the additional witches and the bowlers going into the core, they will jump into the core, take out both the expos without too much trouble. You've got poisons for the clan castle. There they go. Just going to put a rage down any second now. Second jump spell should go somewhere around the clan castle area, or even the air defense area. Depends which way all the troops are going. There we go, over the clan castle, the second jump. Queen's pathing around on the top with the witches up there. So that queen with 2 witches around her will be fine. Keep an eye on this Tesla farm that's just popped down there on the right hand side. Even without healers, the 3 witches and the queen will overcome that, no problem. The witches on the healed witches on the left, not an issue. Still got 2 balloons up the sleeve, hasn't dropped them yet, could drop them any time. I'll just get this going a little bit faster. 2 wizards on the left hand side, keep an eye on that. 2 wizards walking with the queen, dropping the balloons there now onto the Teslas. So just to help out that little bit, wasn't really 100% needed, but hey, it's a good thing anyway. So game over for that base. Now the thing is, we'll go on to the next one. Okay, now the thing is with what you're seeing here is that it's always the same at the moment. 3 witches going down on the left, 3 witches going down on the bottom with the healers. Then you'll have the golem coming into the middle with the 3 witches behind the golem. And you'll notice that there's 2 wizards, or that he's got a wizard down with the witches as well. So this is another little thing just to keep in mind. And I'm not saying you really have to do it, but I'm just saying that this is what this attacker or this clan is doing, this sort of thing. And hey, 9 3-stars in the one war using this pretty well exact same troop combination with some slight variations in some cases, such as the baby dragon here, but not always. To me, that's pretty proven. Now, obviously, I still don't think there is a single traditional witch slap type army, as long as you've got witches and healers on the corners and you've got something coming in through the core with the bowlers. But obviously this is a very versatile troop combination that's getting used here for 9 3-stars in the one war, using this troop combination from that one clan. So baby dragon's up the top now doing a lot of cleanup. So possibly instead of having a couple of wizards up there, throw a baby dragon in. Baby dragon will get through that stuff a little bit quicker than a couple of wizards will. And look at that, the queen still hasn't used the ability yet. And this is something that we do see in a lot of witch slap attacks. And all of the variations of the bases that are getting taken out by this same troop combination. Okay, now we'll have a look at the next one. Okay, so we'll just start into this one straight away. And you'll notice here, again, 9 witches, but a giant this time and extra wizards instead. So we're going to expect a little bit of a slight different ploy on this one. Now you notice that there's a clan castle lore that's just gone up at the top left. And I was really impressed with this attack when it first happened, because most witch slaps, you're getting both of the funneling stuff. That's all happening pretty well at the same time. But you'll notice here that the first witch slap part went down at the bottom, and after the law's been taken care of with the poison and things like that, used a lot of wizards, then the left-hand witch part of the funnel began. So there's no set hard and fast rule that says you must absolutely, without varying from it, without deviating, you must absolutely, positively, 100% always drop both funneling sides of the witches at the same time. No, don't have to. Obviously, in this case, it would have been leaving the witches at the mercy of that clan castle. Get your witches down first in one side, law the clan castle, and then you can do something else with the witches on the other side. And this is what you see happen. So coming into the base, both expos go down. They'll just slowly make their way through the base, a few Teslas here and there. Bowlers and witches on the top left side, they'll just slowly path around. The witches on the right hand side still have the healers on them. For some reason the witches healing that skeleton that ran forward. Hey, whatever, I don't know, they just do that sometimes, and it's to be expected. You've still got witches and bowlers in the center, in the core, so that's what makes that extra devastating. So if you came in with a Valkyrie or a couple of Valkyries or a P.E.K.K.A. or something like that, you don't have quite the number of distractions. You might just have one P.E.K.K.A. in the core, and that'll take the brunt of the weapons until all of the P.E.K.K.A. is dead. But in this case, we'll just speed it up. The witches keep spawning skeletons over and over and over and over, and that just provides additional distraction for any weapons that could be in the core. So that is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. We've got 6 more witch slaps to go. I told you, man, it is witches gone wild. Okay, so let's get on to the next one. Okay, this will be attack number 6, I believe, out of the 11 that you'll see. So let's get straight into it. Have a look at the troops again. 9 witches, a golem, 2 minions this time, 3 wizards and 10 archers. So that's a little bit different play on things, maybe to speed up the process a little bit in terms of getting some of the trash taken care of. So we've got witches coming down on the bottom at 6 o'clock. We've got witches at 9 o'clock on the left-hand side. Golem coming in at the 10:30 position. Queen's gone down. King's gone down. Wizards have gone down. All the wizards have gone down. And the witches will be going down any second now, the 3 remaining witches, so that they can path in. Now, as this attack unfolds, I want you to have a look at a few things. And one of them is the Tesla farm that's near that dark storage thing at around about the 4:30, 5 o'clock position where the witches are there at the bottom. Just keep an eye on how the witches deal with that, as well as how the clan troops are dealt with, what the golem's doing, and what the witches at the top left are doing as well. So there's a few things to keep in mind as this attack's going on. You'll notice that the expos are both about to go down, jumping so that you can get through to the expos. The witches are not really having too much of a problem dealing with the Tesla. There's still the 3 witches up down there. Yes, they did get a little bit of help from inside, but that's all part of the witch slap, right? So that the bottom witches, they'll just keep pathing around, take out that cannon. There is 1 more Tesla for them to go through. The top witches have nothing else to bother them except a lot of trash up there, so the skeletons will get through that. The queen still hasn't used her ability. There's a witch in the core. Skeletons are trying to break through to the air defense compartment where the wizard and the archer are. Once they get through, I'll just speed that up. Once they get through, they'll wreak havoc on that archer. And there we go, all running to that last archer. Witches on the top, witches on the bottom, bowlers in the middle, queen in the middle. Queen used the ability to get the extra troops out, and just total wrecking bases. Okay, so we'll get on to, we'll go on to the next one now. Okay, here are the next attack. Now, before I go on, let's address the elephant in the room. Not all of the archer towers are max, okay? So we've dealt with that. Yes, I understand, but you've just seen the same troop combination just wiping out things left, right and center. So you know it's not going to make a difference. Also pay attention, 1 jump, not 2, 4 wall breakers instead, and 2 goblins. So coming in as per usual, going to have 3 witches on the right, and I think we're coming in at the bottom. 3 witches at the bottom, there we go. Now, as I keep saying, it doesn't matter where the queen is not really a major concern. I don't think I've really seen, like with hogs, if you don't take care of the queen, yeah, the queen can really wreck your hog attack. But notice that wall breakers coming in, expo distracted on the golem, get the wall breakers in, witches, king, queen, bowlers, all in that thing, going to jump spell over to the clan castle, get into the queen compartment. Oh, I'm just assuming it's the clan castle. That's what makes sense. The witches on the right hand side, they'll just path around, no problemo. Take out the enemy clan troops with a couple of poison spells. get the jump spell down it so they get access to that queen compartment. Tesla farm in the middle, not going to be an issue with the raged bowlers and golem and king and things and witches in there all running amok. Queen's down, she's down. So like I said, there's no issue with taking out the queen. If she's in the core, the skellies from witches, skellies and bowlers will aggro onto the queen as well as your heroes, as well as your king. If she's on the outside, the healed witches won't have too much or any issue really dealing with her. There are maybe one or two circumstances where that might be a thing, but that's very rare, and if it was such a thing, then everybody would already have their bases set up for it, and it would be pretty obvious that what that thing is. So there's only very rare circumstances. You've lost a healer, you don't have enough witches, and there's like a little Tesla farm, whiz farm, splash damage, and the queen all together sort of a thing. That's really the only thing that's going to be hampering your witch's ability to take out a queen that's hovering somewhere near an outside wall or something like that. So as you can see, it's just a matter of time on this sort of an attack. Once the initial push starts, you got the stuff in, a lot of little bombs there, took out some skellies and things and whatnot, but it's game over for the base. That's what it is. It's game over for the base. Okay, now we'll have a look at the next one. Okay, now in this one you're going to have a look still. Again, 9 witches, 1 golem, got the baby dragon, 4 wizards and the 4 healers, as per usual. Now you can see that this time there are no jump spells. They're just 2 rage and 2 heal. So there's just playing around with the jump spells. Got a Tesla there at the bottom troll Tesla going in. Got the wizard down with the witches on that side, and a wizard down with the witches on the right hand side. Golem will come in, baby dragon take out the mortar, so that now the golem should ideally begin to path, is going to path to the bowler. Okay, but that doesn't matter too much. Witches have gone down with the skellies. You can see the skellies aggroing onto the king, as does the baby dragon, and now the only thing left for the king to do is to start to head into the funnel or channel or chute or whatever you want to call that thing that goes right down through the middle of the base. The bowlers will have to go down there as well, because a massively huge funnel has been created on either side of the base, so the bowlers will have nowhere else to go. Once that wizard tower goes down behind the wall, the bowlers will path to the inside to where the queen is. King will aggro onto the queen, as will the witch skellies and the bowlers themselves, taking up things on either side of that chute, road, or even road. You can call it a road or a runway even. The queen does have access to both sides of that, so the queen can reach both expos, as well as you can see that the witches take out both expos. So the witches that went on the left, they're no longer there, and their healers are no longer there, and the witches on the right are still pathing around to the right with the aid of another wizard. Just drop the wizard down. Drop a second wizard down. Witches and golem and bowlers just on the left-hand side at the bottom, taking care of that little funnel way. Queen up there at the top, witches and bowlers up there at the top left as well, and now witches, skellies coming down to take out that cannon down there. They'll take out the cannon. They can't be defeated by that single cannon, and it's just a matter of time for this base to fall. So far what we're seeing is it's pretty well used on every single one of these attacks. 9 witches with a golem to push in, 3 witches on each side, plus 3 witches going into the middle. And let's move on to the next one. Okay, as you can see, down the middle, down at the bottom on this one, you've got the heroes down at the bottom. You've got the king and the queen down at the bottom on this one. And then you've got a little whiz farm at the top. No, they're not all maxed whizzes up there, but they're still maxed archers, cannons, and expos for this town hall level, and does not have a maxed bomb tower either. But again, it's not going to be an issue. The queen is not going to be an issue. So let's see how this all plays out. So got a Law of the Clan Castle, get that done with to start with. Put the witches up the top with the skelly. King's going down. Now, this is an unusual thing, right? King becomes the closest thing. So as the troops start to path over, King becomes the closest thing. Witches and things go down on the right-hand side. So you've got 12 o'clock witches, you've got 3 o'clock witches and skellies, and now you've got the king. He's aggroed, taking out the trash. He was the distraction for the Clan Castle troops. Got a jump spell coming in. One more jump spell should breach that wall to get to the second expo. The wizard farm is going down at the top. The bowlers will come in. The jump will breach into that second expo compartment to give access to then the second compartment where the expo is, and that'll grant access to the second expo. So both expos will end up getting taken out, and from there the queen, bowlers and things can reach the air defenses, so that's not an issue. Now, as the witches at the top path over, they'll be fine. Just watch, keep an eye on these witches at the bottom. Now, there's nothing else down there to help the witches at the bottom. All the spells have been used. There's nothing else down there to help the witches deal with the king, the queen, and that Tesla farm down there. Now, granted, at the moment, the queen is trying to get through the wall, and she might be able to path down there, but you just keep an eye on how efficiently or how much the queen down there, the enemy queen, cannot deal with the witches coming at her. Which is why I say it doesn't, where the queen is doesn't really matter in a witch slap attack. You can just see they've taken the queen out. Bam, she's gone. No bowlers needed, no king hero needed, no special valks or anything. Just the witches and their skellies, just gradually plugging away at the queen, plugging away at the queen. Now the witches won't get killed by the Teslas. The distraction skellies will keep on doing their work. No problem. Both queens are down. So this is all just reliant on the witches at this stage of the game, which is going to take out that thing at the Tesla farm at the bottom. Once the skellies get through the wall, they'll sort of swarm in there. They won't all go to the same thing, but there'll just be way too many things to deal with that the Tesla farm can't handle. Now watch the skellies coming over from the left. They were trying to get over to that archer tower over there. They're joining in the fray down the bottom. Teslas can't cope with that many skellies coming in, as well as the damage from the witches coming into the system. And it's just all too much. It's just too overwhelming. Skellies just overwhelming the Teslas. Tesla farm didn't stand a chance. Even when the Tesla farm was backed up by the queen in that area, it didn't matter a thing. Okay, so we'll go on to the next one. Just before we get going with this one, I want to draw your attention to the time on the clock. 1 minute 44 seconds. Most witch slaps take between 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes. This one's taking 1 minute 44 seconds, and we haven't even started the attack yet, so we don't even know how much time is getting spent on just figuring out where to deploy things. Look at the troops. 10 witches, a golem, 4 healers, 3 wizards, 2 archer towers, 2 jump spells, 2 rage. Got a haste on this one. A haste and a poison, so I don't normally see that. So we've got 4 witches have gone down on this side and 4 witches on the other side. So in this case, instead of having 3, 3 and 3, it's gone 4, 4, and I'm assuming we're going to be having 2 witches come down to the middle. Queen's coming down, so there we go. 2 witches coming into the middle. Jump spell will get access to the queen and expo, and a couple of point defense archer towers in the queen box, the archer tower and cannon combo, plus the air defense there. So that's a lot of value from that jump spell. Clan castles come in, drop the poison on the clan troops, a couple baby dragons and things, but the queen going in there, too much distraction for baby dragons to handle, some wizards going in there as well. And now we just all wait for the inevitable to happen. Second jump spell's gone down. You've got the rage and heal in that second compartment. They'll get access to that expo that you can see over there near the clan castle. And now look at all the skellies that the expo is trying to focus on near the storage down at the bottom. Just can't deal with it. Backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. That expo will go down. If the skellies can break through the wall, if the expo hasn't gone down, they'll lock onto the air defense. If they can't, watch how quick the air defense goes down. They'll have to lock onto something else, distract the wizard. The witch is at the top with the skellies at the top. No problem taking out the point defense and wizard up there. The only thing that they can't reach at this moment is the Tesla, but if you have a look at what's pathing in the middle, pathing around from the left hand side, the Tesla's gone down anyway. Look at all the skeletons left. That single remaining Tesla there at the like 10 o'clock position, that's not going to stand a chance. Look at all the skeletons just converging on that, with the witches left, bowler trying to break through, wizard, and it's just all too much for the base. Okay, we'll go have a look at the last one. Alrighty, this is the lucky last attack of the war. 11 attacks. You've just seen 11 witch slap attacks. 9 of them using almost the identical troop combination and deployment, and almost identical. And say some of them used 9 witches, some of them used 10. But so just take that on board. So in this case, witches at the top corner, witches in the right hand corner, golem coming in straight into the wizard farm. If you can take out a wizard farm with your push into the base, that is spot on. 1 jump spell in this one, down, 1 to go, coming in. You can see that the next one's probably going to come towards that area to take out the expo. If you can get both expo compartments, that's fantastic, because they can be a really threat. Lava Hound in the clan castle, not an issue for witches. The witches at the top, they'll start pathing around, take out the point defense. The only concern could be that offset air defense up at the top left, or at the top at this point. But if the archer queen or something can get over there, so she'll be fine. But if she's not, because she's hung up on the love hound, don't worry, bowlers will take that out with the inside witches as well. So that air defense up the top's not going to be an issue anymore. So those witches have a free reign. Now again, watch this enemy queen. Watch how she gets dealt with by the witches. She might take out the wizard, but just watch how the skellies and everything start to take out the enemy queen. The enemy queen will get hung up trying to shoot skellies, and the witches will just gradually take over. If the skellies break through the wall, the enemy queen's down really quickly. But as you can see, that she's just get hung up on skellies, and the witches are able to take her out. So I keep saying the enemy queen's not an issue. If she's in the base, the witch skellies that are coming into the base and all the bowlers will take out the enemy queen. If she's on the outside, like you've seen here, these isolated or offset queens, the witches have no issue. They can get through. And look at the inside of the base. You've still got witches on the inside. Queen, she's activated this special ability, but she's going to go down to the point defense that's down there, the archer and the cannon. But there's just too many witches and witch skellies that will just gradually overcome this base. And like I said, the attacks usually last between 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes. So when you see something like this and you see 5 or 6 skellies, 5 or 6 witches left with healers, and you think, oh my goodness, can it be defeated? No, not at this stage. An archer and a cannon cannot defeat what is left on the field of battle, and that is with these two witches, with these witches and the healers. If there's a golem there, it's sort of turned into a mortal golem now, but look at all the skellies at the bottom. Even if the witches began sort of dying and things like the cannons, it's just all too much stuff. The base is wrecked. So what you've seen in this Witches Gone Wild video is like 11 different bases, all different, some of them congested, some of them spread out, all different shapes and sizes and things like that. 9 attacks using 9 witches, 3 on the outside, 3 in the middle with a golem. Obviously, definite proven combo that is wrecking bases left, right and center. From the one clan. So I'll tell you what, and after this war happened, you had some members in the losing clan adopt that same army, never done a witch slap ever, and friendly challenge, bam, 3-star, 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 same army combo. So jot the army combo down. It was 9 witches with 4 healers. That was the beginning of the combo with the golem. And watch the video again, go through them, have a look at the different combos. Actually, I'll pop over and we'll have a look at that first one now. Okay, here it is. This combo here, 9 witches, golem, 3 minions. Hey, if you don't like the minions, add an extra wizard, just do something and make it a balloon if you like. Make a balloon and an archer, I don't know. But this is just a general idea with your 9 witches, 4 healers, and then you're playing around with the minions and wizards a little bit, but I do recommend keeping the wizards. Start with this combo, see how you go in friendly challenges, in your own wars. This combo, this is a max base, max heroes. You can't get any more definitive than taking out a max base with max heroes. Kind of proves that this combination is pretty spot on, and you've seen it used in all of these videos here. Now that's it for today's video. So before I go, question of the day, how do witches tell the time? We're seeing witches, how do witches tell the time? They look at their wristwatch. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the Witches Gone Wild video. Unbelievable. Leave the video a comment. Leave the video a thumb up. It does help the channel, and I do appreciate it very much. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.